Paige Kennedy here for 98.7, interviewing the Dead Weather. My God, it was hotter than dog balls in that venue, but it was one of the most glorious rock shows I've ever seen at noon.
At noon.
This is, there's a compliment there, I swear. So let's meet everybody in the band. This is LJ, also known as Little Jack, which you might have to change that because it sounds like they're talking about your Schwann sticker. That's a young Frankenstein term. And this is Dean. You might recognize Dean from Queens of the Stone Age, and he played on tour with Raconteurs. This is Allison, a rolling heart. Yeah, there's no moss. Remember that, Allison Moss Hart. And of course, Jack White. Perhaps you've seen Jack in the Raconteurs or the White Stripes, or at his upholstery shop when he was a young person.
Small, yeah.
So,
Small group of people there.
Third Man Records, you obviously love vinyl. Now, for people who have absolutely no association with vinyl, because let's be honest, most people nowadays listen to music on MP3s,
right,
which is about 6 generations removed from vinyl.
Yeah.
How do you talk to someone who's 16 or 17 really getting into music? How do you convince them to go for vinyl?
Well, Third Man sells everything we have on iTunes, on MP3s as well. We do that for every release, but we also put every release out on vinyl because I think you just have to actually put the needle down in front of somebody and show them, what the difference is. And if you played both, it doesn't even matter about sound quality or what bit rate or whatever, or what kind of speaker system it has. I think it's more about the tangible beauty of a mechanical thing moving around.
Yeah.
I think if you see movement, even on a cassette, if you see movement, or reel-to-reel tape recorder, movement is what really brings you in, draws you in to the experience of it. I mean, the MP3 on the iPod is really convenient, and it's great for in the car or running or whatever like that, whatever you're doing. But as far as it becomes disposable. It's that,
Yeah, and theoretical. Like MP3s, the music on MP3s seems so theoretical. So,
yeah.
Are you guys fans of vinyl? I know that you had put out a 7-inch with your other band, or maybe a bunch of them with Third Man. So, have you been a vinyl fan for a long time, Allison?
Yeah. I mean, when I first started playing in bands, that's movie records was.
Does your voice sound better on vinyl?
I don't know.
Sounds better in person.
Sometimes. There's a different, because I really like the Dead Weather. The album is called Whorehound. Like the Mint family, it's not with a W, it's with an H. And it's a wonderful thing to break up the phlegm. And it's a laxative, I read online, which is great. But there's...
We didn't do that research on that side of it, but yeah.
There you go, it's a multi-purpose item. So, the band live has a different, more complex quality than the band on CD. How do you get that sound and make it different from other bands? How do you get a complex sound with this band that's completely different from White Stripes or Raconteurs?
Well, I mean, her band works with a drum machine. Stripes is a two-piece. I mean, this is a conventional form, but I think all of us are coming from different directions into something new. We're all going on the same train track now, and that I think pushes us all to try things we wouldn't have tried before.
Yeah.
When you're in the same band for a number of years, it's just you have to keep slapping yourself in the face and waking yourself up to reinvigorate yourself and re-inspire yourself. But when you have a new project from together, which we have often at Third Man now, the invigoration is instant, the inspiration is instant because everyone's in a room together, forced to work.
But there is a record store in Nashville. There's a Third Man Records in Nashville where people work behind the counter.
This one here in LA is just temporary for now, sadly, but the one in New York we had a few weeks back, we had it for a couple of days, and we're going to try to have one in other locations in the next year or two. And just to give people a sense of what's happening, and hopefully they'll come down to Nashville and see the real store too, and see the entire place.
And the Parthenon.
Yes, and they come to the Parthenon too. Nashville has a living.
The actual Greek, the Parthenon in Athens. It's the main monument at the Acropolis. It's in ruins. The one in Nashville, it's perfection. And actually, they have a Jack White in Athens that's in ruins, but the one that lives in Nashville is. And speaking of which, there's so much stuff in the store from Raconteurs, White Stripes, and Dead Weather, and I find myself, and I'm going to be completely honest with all of you, I was aroused looking at the cover art because all the people you work with are so sexy. How do you manage that?
These guys.
I know, seriously. I mean, look at that jawline.
I know.
That's something of perfection. Yes.
I was up in the new Twilight movie.
It's that Robert Stackhouse, or whatever that kid's name is, if he drops out.
You're in. My Dean.
All right, so
Allison.
what's next for Third Man as far as the temporary record store?
Well, we want to keep this open for a couple of days, and as long as we're in town too. We're also here. We've been keeping this. We've been planning this like 6 months ago. I like to plan things on the moment, and have things come up a couple of days beforehand, or even the morning of. And so many things have changed in the last 24 hours about what we wanted to do here, and we're just trying to keep it alive as much as we can. I mean, this place is incredible. This is an old porno theater in this neighborhood, and
I reenacted a few scenes up here.
Really, before we got here.
Love it.
And then, so it's also great to in this economy right now to just reinvigorate an abandoned structure and give it something, some life, especially for music and tangible music at that.
Tangible music, that's what vinyl is. So go introduce yourself to it. If you're not intimately involved, if you're just dating, I really think that you should consider a commitment. Well, thank you guys so much. Dead Weather rages to my bones, and I really appreciate that. It almost sent me into menopause. That's how exciting it is.
That's good.
LJ, Dean, Allison, and Jack. God love you. 987. Peace out, homies. All of you.